In 1962, tensions between the USA and the Soviet Union are extremely high, and there are rumors circulating that the Soviets are planning to drop an atomic bomb soon. This causes widespread panic among American citizens, leading many to construct bomb shelters in their backyards. Dr. Calvin, aware of the situation, puts in extra effort to prepare his bunker with enough supplies to last for several years. One day, Calvin and his pregnant wife Helen host a party at their house. Everything seems to be going well until they watch a television broadcast by President Kennedy, who reveals plans for a secret mission against the Soviet Union, although no specific details are provided. Calvin becomes overwhelmed with fear and believes that a war is imminent. He abruptly ends the party, forcing all the guests to leave, and rushes Helen into the bunker. Shortly after, an aircraft flies over the city but experiences a sudden mechanical failure, crashing directly into Calvin's house and completely demolishing it. Inside the bunker, Calvin hears the noise and feels the vibrations, leading him to believe that the war has begun. He quickly seals the bunker door, explaining to Helen that it cannot be opened manually and will only open automatically after 35 years, which is the time required for nuclear particles to normalize in the atmosphere. Meanwhile, authorities arrive at the crash site to investigate the wreckage, failing to find any evidence of survivors. They assume that Calvin and Helen have perished in the accident. As the days go by, Calvin starts to feel comfortable in the bunker, but Helen despises their confined living situation. One day, her water breaks and, with her husband's assistance, she gives birth to a charming baby boy named Adam. As the years pass, Adam grows into an intelligent young child under Calvin's guidance. Calvin hopes that one day Adam will restore the country to its former glory. In addition to regular school subjects, Calvin teaches Adam boxing, French, Latin, and stock market skills. Helen teaches him household chores and even dancing. Calvin also gives Adam his collection of baseball cards and tries to explain sports to him. Although Adam struggles to comprehend the concept of many people participating, both parents instill good manners in Adam and never use foul language around him, resulting in his naivety and sheltered upbringing. The family establishes a daily routine that includes pretend shopping, fake fishing, tending to plants, and building an extra room for Adam. They also have a lounge area for reading, playing games, and simply relaxing together. Meanwhile, the land where their house once stood is sold and transformed into various businesses over the years, starting with a diner, then a pizzeria, and eventually a nightclub. In 1995, on Adam's 33rd birthday, he receives homemade gifts from his parents as he blows out the candles. He wishes to find the perfect partner one day. Helen mentions that there are only 2 years left, and Calvin expresses his sadness about leaving this place. He will feel a sense of loss, leading Helen to go to another room and scream out her frustration. Finally, in 1997, after 35 years, the door opens by itself. The family is excited to leave, but Calvin insists on checking if it's safe first. Wearing a radiation suit, he takes the elevator and finds himself in an abandoned building occupied by drunk beggars. Melker is so shocked by the sight of a glowing man emerging from the ground that he faints. Calvin then leaves the building and is shocked by all the changes outside. There is graffiti everywhere, people casually handling guns, adult stores with merchandise discussing him, and strange individuals speaking in a language he can't understand. Terrified, Calvin quickly returns to the bunker and explains that although the air is breathable, the neighborhood is still a post-apocalyptic wasteland filled with mutated individuals. He concludes that they must stay in the bunker, which causes Helen to finally lose her patience. She passionately expresses her frustration of being locked up and emphasizes the importance of Adam experiencing nature. Calvin refuses to change his mind, leading to him having a heart attack during the argument. With Calvin ill and supplies running low, Helen decides to send Adam outside to gather enough food for a couple of years. She provides him with money and a shopping list. Adam is instructed to stay at the Holiday Inn and keep an eye out for a non-mutated girl. Calvin warns him about the adult video store due to dangerous radiation levels. After packing, Adam goes outside and finds Melker has created a small temple around the elevator, worshiping Calvin's family as holy beings. Adam is overjoyed to see the sky, buildings, trees, and other people for the first time, though they view him as strange. He greets a black woman with an unintentional slur out of excitement for seeing different skin colors. Passing the adult video store, he warns others about the radiation. Boarding a bus, Adam becomes frightened by the movement of the vehicle. When he tries to communicate with other passengers, his outdated language confuses them, furthering their perception of him as odd. Eventually, Adam reaches the grocery store and starts gathering the items on his list. The butcher suggests having a larger order delivered to his house, but Adam realizes he doesn't know how to return to the bunker. In a panic, he leaves the store and spends the day riding different buses in search of the bunker, but with no success. Additionally, he is running low on money. He goes into a hobby shop to sell his father's baseball cards. The owner of the shop recognizes that these cards are old and valuable, but instead of informing Adam, he offers to purchase the entire set for only $500. Just as Adam is about to agree, the shop's assistant, Eve, interrupts them and informs Adam that he is being deceived because each of those cards is worth between $4,000 and $6,000. Eve insults her boss and quits on the spot, leaving Adam impressed by her actions and developing feelings for her. After leaving the store, Adam asks Eve to accompany him to the Holiday Inn. Initially, Eve refuses and attempts to escape from him, but she quickly changes her mind when Adam promises to compensate her with 2 baseball cards. During the car ride, Adam selects only old songs on the radio, which Eve finds quite strange. After dropping Adam off at the hotel, Eve departs without saying a word. Upon entering his room, Adam is astonished by the breathtaking view from the 18th floor and takes pleasure in watching colorful television. He also makes a point to wake up early to witness the sunrise. The following morning, Eve visits Adam at the hotel to return some cards, feeling guilty about receiving excessive payment for such a simple task. However, Adam stops her from leaving and offers to pay her to become his assistant, assisting him in gathering supplies for a bunker. Eve agrees, and they go shopping together, hiring multiple trucks to transport enough provisions for 2 years. Adam surprises Eve by expressing his desire to find a wife. After finishing their shopping, Eve takes Adam to her house where he meets her roommate, Troy. Troy bombards Adam with numerous questions upon noticing his astonishment at the advanced technology. Adam lies, claiming to be from Alaska on a business trip. Meanwhile, Helen's curiosity leads her to enter the elevator. But upon encountering Melker and his friends behaving oddly, she quickly retreats. The next day, Troy decides to give Adam a fashion makeover, providing him with an entirely new wardrobe that enhances his appearance. Over the next few days, Eve and Troy introduce Adam to various new experiences such as dancing to modern music, skateboarding, and visiting the ocean. Adam becomes so thrilled that he impulsively jumps into the water without any worries. He also attends a baseball game and finally comprehends why his father enjoys it so much. One afternoon, when it starts raining, Adam stands beneath it in complete awe. When Eve comes to check on him, Adam embraces her to share his joy, comparing the moment to a miracle according to his father. In the evening, Eve and Troy bring Adam to an old swing club in hopes of finding him a wife, advising him to be himself. The women in the club are immediately drawn to Adam's kind personality, respectful manners, and attractive appearance. Eve's rival quickly catches Adam's attention and they hit it off, making Eve feel jealous. She pulls Adam aside and expresses her desire for him to be with a kind woman rather than someone she considers promiscuous. Later, Adam asks another girl to dance, and they impress everyone with their exceptional dancing skills. Eve tries to ignore her jealousy and engages in conversation with her ex-boyfriend, who mocks Adam and provokes him into a fight. However, Adam utilizes his boxing lessons to scare the guy away swiftly. Annoyed by all the drama, Eve decides to leave the club and returns home alone. When Troy arrives, he informs her that Adam left with her rival, leading Eve to realize her love for Adam and urgently search for him. She enters the car, but before she can drive away, she is startled by someone knocking on the window and falls to the ground. It turns out to be Adam, who brings her inside and tends to her scratch. He explains that he rejected other girls because he couldn't stop thinking about her, confessing his feelings for Eve. They share a kiss now that they are together. Adam then decides to reveal the truth about his family and his home to Eve, expressing his desire to marry her and have her live with him in the bunker. However, Eve perceives him as a crazy man who has been hiding his true nature and promptly kicks him out. The following day, Troy takes Adam around town and teaches him how to drive. Suddenly, Adam spots the adult video store from earlier and follows the road, leading him to discover the building above his bunker where Melker has established a religion centered around the elevator. Excited, he rushes back to Eve to share the news, only to find 2 psychiatrists waiting for him. Initially, Adam pretends to cooperate, but as soon as he sees an opportunity, he escapes. While one doctor gives chase, the other attempts to call the police, but Eve intervenes and realizes her mistake. In that moment, Adam runs near her and hands her his hotel key so she can settle the bill with her cards before making his getaway. In the process, the rented truck accidentally collides with the doctor's car. Later, Eve and Troy reach Adam's hotel room and discover a collection of items from the 60s. Not to mention the fact that Calvin's stock certificates are now worth millions of dollars, which serves as proof that Adam was telling the truth. Meanwhile, after 2 weeks of being apart, Adam finally returns to the bunker and embraces his parents. He informs them that the outside world is beautiful and brings in the supplies, which are being loaded by Melker and his friends. On the other hand, Eve is desperate to find Adam. So Troy takes her to an adult video store and they start stomping on the floor, hoping to find the bunker. However, they find nothing and decide to leave. But as they are leaving, they spot Adam about to enter a nearby building. Eve immediately rushes to him, showering him with kisses and hugs, and Adam invites her to meet his parents. Calvin and Helen take a liking to Eve, and they all have dinner together. Calvin also has a talk with Adam about sex education. However, before making any plans for a new life, Adam asks his parents to wait for 2 months. Over the following weeks, Adam and Eve sell Calvin's stocks and build a new home in the countryside that looks exactly like Adam's previous house. Melker also assists them after giving up drinking and cleaning up. Once everything is ready, Adam brings his parents to the house, allowing them to gradually adjust to the new world. Later, while Helen and Eve prepare dinner, Adam finally confesses to Calvin that there was never an atomic war and that the bomb was actually a plane that crashed into their house. Calvin denies the fact that the Soviet Union has fallen and begins preparing for the construction of a new shelter as a precautionary measure. Remember to subscribe and enable notifications to access similar videos. Thank you for watching.